horrendous event, what did you come away with?
First thing, I think what we need to come away is the focus that under pressure, some people, the bravery of people, and not just the first responders, the everyday person there. And probably something that's really stuck with me and with everybody is the photo of the father living with the two kids, and he's covered their eyes and ears. That showing mental presence, not just about let me get you out of here, let me try and protect you from every sensory element of what's occurred. I think the other thing I think to take out of this is that, unfortunately, regardless of, as we mentioned, talk about the mental illness, is that there's also some people whose moral compass isn't aligned with ours, and it's hard to reconcile. And so as a result of that, we just need to be present in a way. And it's also a time that we just need to be really supportive of each other. And I know you're speaking to somebody later on today about that.
We do have Jo Lambert coming on, who's absolutely fantastic. And she'll give us some tips on how to negotiate stuff with the little ones at home. If they want to join us, we'll find out more ahead to the next
just for listening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
More money and more winners with WSFM's Total Recall. Our first winner at 9 this morning on WSFM.
For a great deal on electricity, switch to Energy Australia today and get 18% less than the reference price. That's the lowest possible price of $1,498, including GST, for an average home using 3,911 kilowatt hours per year on a flat tariff in the Ausgrid network area. Switch online or call Energy Australia today on 133 466. Eligible New South Wales residential customers only who sign up to FlexiPlan. Conditions apply. Not available in all areas or for all tariff types. Your bill will differ based on usage and network area. Basic plan information documents are available at energyaustralia.com.au/BPID.
G'day, it's Mr. 4x4 Pat Callanan here, inviting you to join me at Rose Hill Gardens Racecourse during the school holidays for the biggest and best caravan and camping showcase in New South Wales. With over 250 exhibitors, there's something for everyone. I'll be there every day, so come and see my newly kitted out vehicles and hear all about my 4x4 and RV adventures. The Caravan Camping Holiday Super Show, Tuesday 16th to Sunday 21st of April. Tickets and information at supershow.com.au.
The Snooze Autumn Sale is on now. Save up to 50% off mattresses, including St. Madison and Tempur, and up to 40% off bed frames. Hurry, the Snooze Autumn Sale ends Sunday. Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
Before hearing your home.
前面有紅燈上機。
Actually, wow. Before wow comes that killer paint job. Before the killer paint job, you're going to need to recall that expert mold removing advice you got at your Inspirations paint store. That's it. Your laundry's just a few steps from wow. Inspirations Paint, the paint project experts.
Woolworths same-day delivery means you can order over coffee and get it by tea. Plus, get free delivery when you spend $100 or more in your first delivery shop. That's today's fresh food people. Select locations only, order cut-offs, minimum spends and T&Cs apply. At Priceline Pharmacy, enjoy lower prices on the products you love, like Ego QV Gentle Wash 500ml now $16.49, and Vaseline Original Petroleum Jelly 50 grams now $4. Love paying less at Priceline.
Honda's SUV range is crafted to perfection. From their sleek design to their spacious interiors, and new Honda SUVs come standard with 5 years warranty, 5 years roadside assist, and 5 standard low price services for $199 each. The technology, the Honda SUV range, and they all have hybrid options. Get obsessed. Different warranty applies to vehicles used for commercial purposes. T&Cs at honda.com.au.
Not to blow our own trumpet here, but HCF has won the CanStar 2023 Extras Health Insurance Award for New South Wales. And yes, I did book a trumpet player. HCF, we put our money where our members are. WSFM.
Sydney traffic.
Start the week off marvelously by making Monday's Mexican night. Find the Mexican-style air fryer pork sausage hot dogs recipe at pork.com.au and get some pork on your fork. Hey, it's Brody, you're on WSFM. In Warrong, the M1 Pacific Motorway remains closed northbound just after Edgeworth David Avenue after an earlier accident. Northbound traffic is being diverted onto Pacific Highway through Hornsby and Ferrara. In North Rocks, a broken down semi-trailer city-bound on the M2 has the two left lanes closed just past Barclay Road, and traffic is currently queued back 10 kilometres onto the M7 at Glenwood. Now city-bound delays through the M4 tunnel from Homebush through to the Roselle interchange. Dive into paradise with Lux Maldives deals at Flight Centre. Save on a 5-star 7-night stay from just $4,399 for two. Hurry, book now.
WSFM.
Listen live on the iHeartRadio app. Save 20 to 50% on all full-price plans at Flower Power Garden Centres. Shop in-store or online at flowerpower.com.au. Your city, your news now. Sydney's 101.7 WSFM.
With your 8 o'clock update, good morning, I'm Natasha Lee. Questions are already being raised about mental health support and the sharing of patient data from state to state in the wake of Saturday's fatal stabbing at Westfield's Bondi Junction. The 40-year-old attacker had only recently moved to New South Wales from Queensland, known to have been diagnosed with schizophrenia as a teenager. A long coronial inquest is anticipated now, with Premier Chris Minns telling Sky there'll be plenty of questions to answer.
This offender in New South Wales Police is quite limited. He wasn't arrested in our state before. His interactions with police were that he was a rough sleeper, I believe, in the CBD around the rocks and was asked to move on. But we're doing a complete sweep of the entire New South Wales government to see whether there was any other interactions.
The shopping precinct is no longer a crime scene. It's been handed back to centre management to decide when it will reopen. US President Joe Biden and UK PM Rishi Sunak are advising Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not to engage in a retaliation following the weekend's drone attack by Iran. G7 leaders have held an emergency meeting in New York this morning after over 300 missiles were launched at Israel. IDF spokesperson Colonel Peter Lerner telling Nine military managed to stop the majority of them.
We fired 120 ballistic missiles towards Israel. A handful of those airplanes, they didn't cause too much damage, but each one of those carries a warhead of anything around 100 to 120 kilos.
Also making news, there are long city-bound delays on the M2 and M7 due to a truck breakdown on the M2 at North Rocks. 2 of the 4 city-bound lanes are closed just past Barclay Road. Traffic is very heavy. It's queued back 10 k's into the M7 at Glenwood. Meanwhile, motorists are also being warned to expect major delays on the M1 following a fatal earlier this morning. Finance. $1 Australian is buying 64.63 US cents. Dow Jones is down 475 points to 37,983.
AFL collectible coins are back again at Australia Post with a brand new collectible coin for every team at your local participating post office and online. Collect them while stocks last.
WSFM Sport.
The Gold Coast Titans have suffered a heartbreaking loss going down to Canberra 21-20 in a Golden Point thriller. After the match, Titans coach Des Hansler was critical of the refereeing, describing it as pretty poor.
Offside penalty count, particularly in the area of 10-6 against 1. Yeah, some of those are warranted, some of those are high. And it just leads to just battling field position all the time.
And Scotty Scheffler remains in the lead in the final round of the US Masters. He's now 8 under through 11, one ahead of Colin Morikawa.
Pick up a better brekkie at Hungry Jack's. $6 for a barbecue brekkie wrap and 2 hash browns paired with a barista-made coffee till 11 a.m. On app only and pick up at Hungry Jack's.
Weather.
A fine and sunny one for your Monday today. We are heading for a top of 28 degrees in Sydney's west, 26 in the city. It's going to be partly cloudy for tomorrow, and showers are set to roll in on Wednesday. Right now it's 14 degrees in Penrith, it is 17 in the city. And the longer you listen to WSFM, the more instant money you win. The most money, the most winners with WSFM's Total Recall this morning from 9.
For your best drive-away deal on the entire Hyundai range, it's got to be Paramount.
من ناحيتي التوقيت.
Ad Austin, in Texas, è stato vinto da
像什么索康尼啊。
And last Friday on the show, we were having a good old chit chat. One of our segments.
The New South Wales Police leadership yesterday when I was in Bondi Junction, and certainly passed on. But I look forward to having a conversation with her. She is a hero, as are some ordinary Australians who did extraordinary acts as well, ran towards danger and engaged in protecting their fellow Australians. So out of this tragedy, once again, we saw at the worst of times the best of the Australian character. That courage and bravery was incredible. And this is just an awful, horrific incident. We will have flags flying at half-mast around the country today to pay tribute and honour the victims of this senseless act of violence.
Prime Minister, I know a lot of women feel the way I do today, and you look at, where women can be safe and what's happening in this country and around the world. It's certainly not just here in Australia, but, we can't run early in the morning. We can't run late at night. It's dangerous. In our own homes, it's dangerous. Now, shopping centres, which was a safe space for women, overall and bigger picture stuff, it's a huge problem, violence against women.
It certainly is, and the gender breakdown here is concerning, and New South Wales Police have said that they're looking at that as part of the investigation here. Violence is always wrong, and violence at this scale is beyond comprehension, I think, for just about all of us. And that's why it will be really distressing. It is a time for us to mourn. Yesterday, I travelled back up to Sydney from Canberra before returning here to lay a floral tribute along there with Bondi Junction. At Junction, I have no those floral tributes will grow in contact because Australians will want to show their care and compassion. This isn't who we are. We are an inclusive society. We're one where we look after each other, and this act has shocked and horrified Australians.
Prime Minister, thank you for your time this morning. Anthony Albanese, Prime Minister of Australia.
When we're going to come back, we're going to hear from a woman who was at Bondi Junction on Saturday when this occurred, and her story is, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Today FM's Time Saver Traffic with new up-to-the-minute travel times in Sydney. Listener has your comedy fix sorted. For all your laughs, download the app now to listen.
Travel time on the M1 Pacific Motorway from the Hawkesbury River Bridge to Bronga is more than half an hour. If you can avoid the M1, I would do so for quite a while because there's been a crash earlier this morning that has closed the northbound lanes just past Edgeworth David Avenue. That's putting pressure onto the Pacific Highway. Southbound traffic is crawling for 8 kilometres from the Windy Banks interchange towards the site. Preston's a truck and a car collided. That's the M7 southbound near Currajong Road. Kung Fu Panda 4 is the #1 movie in the country. Jack Black is back as everyone's favourite Dragon Warrior. These 4 holidays, don't miss Kung Fu Panda 4. Only in cinemas now. I'm Tim Gomes with Time Saver Traffic. The fastest, biggest payday is coming. Today FM's Carrie and Tommy back this up from 3 to 6 p.m. 104.1 Today FM.
This is
Husey and Harry.
Today FM.
Say my name, say my name. It's around you. Say, baby, I love you. You ain't running game. Say my name, say my name. You acting kind of
did not, because I am a very quiet person. I do not shout typically. But it felt cathartic to scream at the Billie Jean King Center in front of a bunch of strangers. I was like, come on! So yeah, that was nice. It felt good. But I will say, when I was like, just studying tennis, I got to watch a lot of college tennis. So I went to Pepperdine and watched the girls play, and I watched their tournaments, and it was so much fun. It was really, really fascinating. But they scream. Like, it's like,
Like when they get a point, or you mean, just when they're playing, really?
Like, you really, really, really strong guttural sounds, and they also cheer each other on, like, really, like, intensely, because as the tournaments kind of go down, they'll start to watch their teammates, and they're so supportive. But yeah, I thought that was cool. So it made me, because I know that when I read the script, it was that big come on, and I was like, that makes me really, like, scream like this, and I was like, it's so cool.
And Josh, we know you studied in Kyrgios as really as Bad Boy. Like, is there a favorite? Did you have a favorite Bad Boy moment or shenanigan that he did from your research?
It's such really embarrassing. Someone was asking me about Kyrgios, and I was like, yeah, I was just back to me. I think that came from when he came to this clip of Kyrgios with this water.
Yes, that's my favorite one. And he throws it as hard as he can, or he's pissing on.
He's pissing.
No,
Also, it's all great.
So that your banana is your team.
Yeah. He's going around pushing the eyebrows. It must be like
I reference myself.
He also got in trouble for wearing red Jordans at Wimbledon. Traditionally, you can't be flashy colours. You have to have the very traditional uniform. Any inspiration there? Were you trying to like push for a certain sneaker of any kind?
No, I don't think I was. I definitely there was like I'm sure Jonathan Manson or something. There was like lots of chat about how like your characters was so clean and white, like very
pristine.
And mine was like ripped off, the sleeves and like a bit dodgy. So there was a bit of that.
So that was our chat. Bryce and I spoke to Zendaya, Mike Weiss, and Josh O'Connor, who are the stars of this horny tennis movie. Stop looking at Mike today, if I'm going to kill you. The stars of this Challenges movie that is coming out.
We remain concerned for them.
What about the baby? Have you any news on the little baby?
Yeah, we don't have news there. Obviously, a baby being targeted here is just it just does your head in. Like,
you can't comprehend it, especially when it's a shopping centre. Everyone knows that shopping centre. Thousands and thousands are there every single week. My family go there. One of my family members was one of the women stabbed in the shoulder. So that really, I was watching it on TV, and then I saw her on a stretcher, and I nearly died. I couldn't believe it. And it was already upsetting enough, knowing that your local shopping centre and all those people that were injured, the tragedy of the people that were killed. And I know there's a big focus. We spoke to the Premier this morning and the Police Commissioner. The big focus on mental health. I know we do all we can, but do we need to do more? Are we not doing enough, or are these things just very hard to predict?
Look, we can always do more, of course, but these things are hard to predict. There was no indication that this guy was about to engage in any act of violence, let alone such a large-scale senseless act of violence that we saw. You have now a sixth victim has just been identified. Yishuan Cheng was a Chinese national here in Australia. So there was, there's no sense of anything other than randomness. People going about their shopping, and in the case of for us to hear hadn't been here that long, a refugee from Pakistan who was working as a security guard.
Now, a lot of people have said, Prime Minister, security should have done more. What they don't realise, I think a lot of people are waking up this morning realising one security guy had lost his life, two security guards lost their life, I think, and three attacked. These security guards, they don't have any weapons. It's not that sort of situation where they've got a firearm or a baton or even mace or any pepper spray. Do you think we need to sort of, do you think security guards need to be trained more in firearm handling? Because this guy may have been taken down sooner had security been armed.
Well, when you have an incident like this, it will provoke a review of what should be done and what can be done in the future. That needs to be done in a considered way.
Sure.
And to help their fellow Australians.
And it wasn't
a reminder.
Did he walk in with this knife in a bag? We did it
In the backpack, it was. Roaming around, so